Hey guys, how's it going? This is Khan and welcome to episode number 103 of Good or Garbage, the number one place where you can find out what stuff is being sold in a division on a weekly basis, including not only my recommendations but also the timestamps so that you guys can skip to the stuff that you really want to see with a detail of the description of the items being sold this week, and also the heads up section with some things that maybe some people are looking for and some people may not. Usually people don't dispute the best of the best or the god roll stuff just because it's all maxed out and it's kind of the meta. But then again, this is a game about building things the way that you want, so there may be something that you personally are looking for that others maybe are not, and that kind of stuff you may find down in the heads up section. So with that being said, this week there's a lot of pretty nice stuff, and if you are a newer agent, you'll definitely want to check it out. All right, now let's move on to the attachments for this week. At the special equipment vendor in the base of operations, the SR7 Suppressor is being sold. This one coming in with 18% critical hit damage, 3% critical hit chance, and 6% headshot damage. It also comes with a nice 50% reduced threat. This usually fits on the larger weapons, so the ARs or the sniper rifles or the LMGs. This will work for those, but this will not work for any of the smaller weapons like the SMGs or any of the sidearms. So if you need some kind of crit hit damage thing for the smaller weapons, you're going to probably go with the loud vent break, but for the larger weapons you can go with this, and this is a pretty nice one to get. The crit hit damage could be a little bit better, but the headshot, the crit chance, and the reduced threat are all excellent. Now moving on, another thing that we can look at for the special equipment vendor is the small grip. And the small grip this week is going to come in with 19% critical hit damage, which is excellent. It also comes with 5% reload speed, and it comes with 2.5% stability. The reload speed is going to help out just about every weapon, so if you're going to use this for some kind of crit build with maybe LMG or AR, and even the SMGs, even though the SMG reload speed isn't that bad, this could still work out for you. So if you decide to pick up any of these weapons, these weapon attachments, let me know in the comment section down below. Over in Camp Clinton, there is a rugged mini reflex sight being sold with 7% critical hit chance, 4% critical hit damage, and 2.5% stability. If you are running some kind of crit damage build on an AR, this is going to be something amazing for you, mostly just because it has 7% crit chance and it's got 4% damage on the sight, and basically the ARs just don't have as much crit chance as, say, something like an SMG. So if you can stack a good amount of crit chance for your AR, then you can really just go for those body shots and bank on crit. If you are running something like earlier, there is the SR7 suppressor that I talked about with that 18% critical hit damage, and then it's got a decent 3% critical hit chance on that. Plus, you know, when you have this kind of thing, the 7% critical hit chance, those two together right there are going to give you a nice 10% critical hit chance, and then it's going to give you a nice basically 22% critical hit damage. So having those two comboed together would be pretty nice on an AR. Now again, it's not really for an SMG, but for an AR, that kind of setup would be pretty nice. And if you are looking for something to run with it, then of course you could always go with one of the weapons in the 280 section. There's a lightweight M4 coming up, and yeah, I'm telling you, there's a lot of good stuff that you can mix and match this week already, and I'm really just starting the recording for this. So yeah, you guys, if you get any of this stuff and you are new to the game, definitely check it out. Mix and match some of this stuff together. You'll be surprised what kind of nice combinations you can come up with. At East 61st Street, there is a pro red dot sight being sold with 18% critical hit damage, 2% accuracy, and 5% range. Now, while this isn't the 19% crit hit damage that a lot of people are looking for, if you don't have anything better, this could hold you over until the 19 show up. So if you need something like this, go ahead and check it out. At West 46th Street, there is a muzzle brake being sold with 13.5% stability, 4% critical hit damage, and 3% critical hit chance. If you've been looking for something for a little bit more stability on your weapons and you want to get that crit damage, that crit chance, then you can go ahead over to West 46th Street and check it out. Now over in West 42nd Street, it is the attack of the muzzle brake yet again. This time we have 13.5% stability, same as the other. This one a little bit different. We've got 5.5 headshot damage and we got 4% critical hit damage. So a swap from critical hit chance for headshot damage. You can take your pick this week. If you need a little bit of stability and you want that crit damage, then you got both of those, and then you can swap between critical hit chance and 5.5 headshot damage. The choice is yours. At West 39th Street, there is an extended mag being sold, 118% mag size, 3% critical hit chance, and 5% rate of fire. There have been quite a few magazines being sold this week. You can check them down in the heads up section. Be a nice little description of those. But yeah, this one looks like one of the better ones to get, especially if you need to get that burst damage with the 5% increase to rate of fire. This will work out really well for an assault rifle or even for an SMG, but I think maybe it'd be a little bit better suited for an assault rifle. But yeah, with that rate of fire 5% plus the crit hit chance and the 118% magazine size, you kind of can't go wrong. Pretty nice one to pick up if you don't have anything better. Now let's go take a look at this week's gear mods. Looking at mods this week at Madison Stand, we have a Firearms mod with 264 firearms. This one coming in with skill power at a nice 3,263 skill power. So if you are looking for some Firearms mod, want a little bit of skill power, then there you go. Head on over to Madison Stand and check it out. At Southpaw, there is a prototype stamina mod being sold with 265 stamina, also coming in with 3,268 skill power. So again, another skill power mod. If you are looking for that skill power and you are looking for some mods for this week, you are definitely in luck. At West 46th Street, there is a 6% first aid ally heal being sold. If you are looking to help out your friends and make sure that your reclaimer build or whatever healer build it is that you're running has got the most amount of heals for your allies, then you can go ahead over to West 46th Street and pick these up. Over at the vendor in DZ4, there is a 6% first aid self-heal being sold. If you need one of these and you're running solo dolo, then you may want to go and pick this up. 6% is very good. So go ahead and try and pick these up. Maybe stack them if you are running solo and see how this works out for you. Let me know. Now let's take a look at the 280 to 283 gear score items. At the advanced weaponry vendor this week, we've got two killers that I think a lot of people who are newer to the game may want to seriously take a look at. And the first one is the lightweight M4. This comes in at a gear score of 280. The enemy armor damage on it is 22%, which would be excellent for PvE. And the talents that come with it this week are Capable, Unforgiving, and Predatory. Now this could pretty much work out for most builds, just because Predatory in the third slot is a really good talent to have. The Unforgiving talent is going to have you lean a little bit more towards firearms, so if you are running an electronics build, this may not work for that. And then Capable is a pretty replaceable talent that I think a lot of people can get rid of and put something else on. You can put a lot of things in this slot that will work out for your build. Deadly is a nice one to have. Pretty much anything that you would want that would work out for your build that meets your requirements is acceptable. Unforgiving will give you more damage as you lose health, and then as you get your kill, you'll get that health back with Predatory. It's a win-win in this situation and highly recommended if you don't have a weapon like this. Now the next thing moving on would be the M870 Express shotgun. If you have been looking for a shotgun, the talents on this one are not that bad. The stagger on it is 339.5. It comes in again with Capable, and this time we have Brutal and we have Responsive in the third slot. Love seeing Responsive in the third. Brutal is always good for shotguns, getting those headshots. And then Capable, again, you can switch this out for whatever works for your build or whatever it is that you might need. Pretty much as long as you have what it takes to keep those firearms, to keep Brutal active at the 4,790. So you're going to need quite a bit of firearms. So yeah, Again, if you're using some kind of electronics build, this may not be the best for you, but if you are running quite a bit of firearms, this can work out quite well for you. So these are two good weapons that I think are recommended for agents that are newer to the game or don't have a good AR or a decent shotgun. Of course, Showstopper is a really good shotgun if you don't have one of those, but if you are, you know, kind of looking for a slower firing shotgun, this is not a bad one to check out. Over at the Last Call, there is a Gear Score 280 G36C being sold. 21% enemy armor damage. The talents on it are Intense, Predatory, and Focus. Now, if you were using the Firecrest build, then seeing Intense would probably get you pretty excited, since most of what you're going to be spec'd into is going to be your electronics. And then Predatory in the second slot is pretty good because the firearms requirement is not that high, so you could run around with that, but the problem lies in Focus. Focus is when no skills are on cooldown, your weapon does the increased 10% damage. Now, this could be good or bad for your build. More than likely, a lot of people would opt to not want to have this on, but it is what it is. If you are looking for something to try out with a Firecrest build and you like to have Intense and see how that works out, giving you the first bullet of the magazine has a 25% chance to apply the status fire effect, then you could go for it. But if it's really not that important, you could wave it off and then go for something else on a build that has nothing to do with Firecrest. If you are looking for a G36 or you're a fan of the G36, let me know in the comment section below. I know a lot of people are somewhat fans of the G36, other people's love the M4. Let me know, what do you think is the king of the ARs, G36 or the M4s, or maybe even the Bullfrog? What do you say? What do you guys say? Let me know in the comment section. Alright guys, over at East 40th Street, it's been a hot minute since I've had a chance to shout out some Savage gloves, but we got them. This week we got a nice little pair of Savage gloves, and you got a couple choices to roll with these. So the gear score is a nice 281. It comes with 999 armor, and it also comes with 1246 stamina. Now these Savage gloves will come with 5% critical hit chance, 12% damage for SMGs, and then they'll come with 9% skill haste. So you're gonna have some options to go with this. If you want to keep skill haste, go with chance and SMG damage, then you can roll off the stamina and maybe go for firearms or electronics depending on your build. But if you don't mind having that stamina, you want to use that for something like maybe your Predator build or whatever, which works out, then you could swap out the skill haste for critical hit damage and then go full bore, or whatever you want to do. You could switch out chance and maybe go damage. I don't know, whatever you guys want to do with your build. You have quite a bit of flexibility, and you have the oh so popular from back in the day Savage gloves. So if you decide to pick these up, you've been looking for some Sav gloves, then go ahead, holla at me, let me know that you picked them up in the comment section down below. Alright guys, that is it for this week's good or garbage. I hope you found something useful for your builds or for your character this week. I would say, considering that this is a global event weekend, since the global events are going on all this month, with the global events, usually I would say the vendor resets are pretty much garbage. But this week, I feel like for a newer agent who maybe just picked up the game like this month, like maybe they heard from their friend, hey, the division is having this thing where all month they're going to be, letting you get some of the best gear pretty easily. I would say for people like that, this vendor reset, especially with that lightweight M4, kind of works out. And there's some decent attachments going on to go along with it. Some pretty nice synergy among the attachments and the mods. I would say, for somebody newer, this is a pretty good reset. For the OGs, I mean, really and truly, I think all the OGs have most of what they need, unless they're messing around still trying to make some builds or experiment. But, it is what it is. Thank you guys, as always, for all of the support. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.